Hello, welcome back to Travel 6 van upgrades videos. This one isn't actually a travel video, we're doing another upgrade video for the motorhome. Ali's actually behind the camera on this one, she doesn't want to speak. We're at our favourite campsite in the world though, Plas Farm. So we're going to be talking about our next big van upgrade, and then we've also got another little small upgrade we're going to run through on there. But as you can probably see from this gigantic piece of technology in front of me there, we've got a Renogy 200 amp lithium pro battery. So Ali's getting some close-up shots of it now. It does look quite big on the surface. So previously we had two lead acid batteries, both under each seat. They were 70 amp hours, so 150 amp hours with the lead acid. If you're not aware, you can only use half the capacity before you start getting damage to those batteries. So for us wanting to go off grid, we're still looking to get an inverter fitted at the moment, but for us to be able to go off grid for lengthy periods of time, especially when we go to Europe, we wanted to upgrade our upgraded to a lithium battery. We also wanted a safe lithium battery as well. So we contacted Renogy about some of the battery options they've got on there, and they had these new lithium Pro. So these are the smart lithium ion phosphate battery pros. Again, like I said, it's 200 amp hours. I'll talk through some of the capacity at the end of it because we've got an app. It is actually showing us a bit more capacity, but we'll run through some of the specs of what this battery is. The MSRP on this is £1,099 British, but they have got it on offer at the time of recording this video at £749. We'll speak to Renogy to see if we can get any discount codes or anything like that. So if there is any discounts, we'll put them in the description below for you. But this is a 12 volt 200 amp battery. It does have a double active safety design in it. So one of the things with lithium, I think there was something ridiculous like 5,000 lithium battery related incidents in the last 12 months in motorhomes and camper vans. So we wanted to make sure we got a safe one. This one does have an active flame retardant cell cover around there. I'll try and explain it a bit more once we've got the details of that below here. So it is self-heating. So one of the problems we had on our last camper van is that when it got really cold outside, the battery would seem to stop working. But this does have a self-heating function with overheat protection built in. It does have VO flame resistant casing, so if it does start to fire, it doesn't spread. And it's IP67 rated as well. One of the good things about this is it's Bluetooth as well, so you get a little app on your phone, you can see how much is in there. And if you want to do a zoom in on here, we'll show you the app. So this is the actual Renogy app. I don't know if it's showing now. Is it showing any detail? So you can see we're at 100% on there. But when you can actually click onto the battery there, and you can see some details. So we can see the battery level, you can see the max capacity. Although it's rated at 200 amp hours, this one actually has 212.28 amp hours with a present capacity. So, and the present volts 14.1. I think it ranges from 10 to 14.1 volts. And you also get updates over the air, so it's all done through the mobile app. The BMS protection that we've got on this is actually, they use it in electric vehicles as well, so it is extremely safe. Again, another safety feature because it's sort of something that's hidden away, and we put it under the seat. We had to move it from, because obviously we had them under the passenger and driver seat. We've just rerouted it and put it under this bench seat here. And when it's sort of out of sight, you don't see if there's any issues with that battery as well. You can use it obviously boats, motorhomes, camper vans, but obviously we're using it within the camper van. And it's also, you can use it with the Renogy One system, and we don't have the Renogy One system built into this van, but you can use that. I know a lot of camper vans do have that, where you've got sort of the solar charger, the inverter, etc., and you shouldn't. So the measurements on there for it are 867 millimeters in length. It is 212 millimeters in depth, and then in height it is again 258. So it's a decent sized battery. Again, it looks quite bulky here. It did sort of catch us off guard. We did think it would fit under there, but it didn't, so that's why we've had to reroute it. But it is quite a decent sized battery. But weight wise, it's a heavy battery, but comparing it to the two lead batteries that we've got, I think they were like 20 kilos each or something ridiculous. So this is effectively, I think it's about 20 kilos. I'll have a look to see if I can find the specs. If I can't, I'll put them on the screen as well. But since we've had it installed, we've never really gone under 100%, have we? Like, we've been using it. So granted, we're on electric hookup at the moment, so it charges up, but even when we're on hookup, you know, I don't think we've ever been below 99.9% on the battery. So we'll get it installed, we'll show you where it's installed, and then I'll just run through the app and put some load on there on the 12 volt, and then be able to see sort of what remaining capacity you get from just using your TV, your lights in a motorhome, etc., your water pump, and we'll show you when it's installed. So just going over some of the stats of this on the sticker at the top there, so you can see the nominal voltage 12.8 volts, the rated capacity 200 amp hours, and the rated energy is 2,560 watt hours. It has a maximum charge current of 200 amps and a discharge of 200 amps. And it does have a surge discharge current at 270 amps at 30 seconds. And the operating temperatures on this battery are -20 to +50 degrees Celsius. Again, you can use real-time monitoring with the DC Home app, and it does have a self-heating function, so it can stay charged in the cold environments, which will be great for us if we ever do some winter van life. And again, it's got that active safety protection with the self-control fuse and the flame retardant coating around the cells. This is rated, I think, to 5,000 charges with an 80% depth of discharge, so you're getting well over a 10,000 year lifespan on this. So I can see this, you know, even if we keep this motorhome, I think we'll be taking the batteries with us due to the length of there. So again, uses the I think the M8 bolts to attach. But yeah, they're really straightforward to use. You literally just screw those in. Nothing like the old lead acid terminals where you have to bulk everything to the clips and then put them on. But yeah, just to give you a bit of a 360 around the battery. So this is the front of the battery. Yeah, the Smart Lithium Iron Phosphate Pro. And there's nothing much on the sides there. And there's just like a safety sticker, I'm assuming, around there for the details of Renogy. And then there's nothing on the back, it is just literally plain. So yeah, let's we'll show you where we're installing this once we take the table down, and we'll show you the app a bit more. So this is where we've had to relocate the battery to. So before they were under the passenger and driver seat, like I say, so we just had to run a cable down the side there. It's not very tidy at the moment. It was just as a temporary measure until it can fully take the floor up, but just drilled a hole through there, and we're clamping it into this section here. We do actually put our duvet and pillows underneath here during the day, so luckily they still fit. But yeah, I just wanted to show you where it was before we install it. So these are the bolts we use to secure the terminals on. I think they're just called M8 bolts, I think, but they come in within the pack, so just literally put them straight through the terminals and get it through. Then these just screw on, but we will get quite a nasty shock. Oh no, we didn't get the spark. Usually you get a nice little spark, but you know, they're quite simple to remove with just a screwdriver. And then when I can find the negative terminal, make sure my foot's not touching that metal there, just in case I catch the positive terminal. That is it. We should get some beeps now when the system starts to come back on up there. Is it on? It is on. So we will just put a little strap in here as well so we can strap the battery down. Make sure it doesn't move away. I can never do these straps. Don't know how I managed that then, it didn't come through. And that is it really. And then I do have some makeshift wedges that I made. I don't know where they've gone. I used a cereal container, but just to shove them in there, just to stop it from sliding, because I did put the brackets a bit too far forward. So we'll get those installed, and then we'll put some load, and we'll show you the app as we've got full load on there. So this is what we do with the duvet at night, because you can see it just sits at the side of the battery. We just shove the pillows in there, and then put the seat on top of that, and then we just put some more pillows in the wardrobe behind. Yeah, you have to sort of wedge it down underneath the back of it to stop it popping up. The weight of the actual seat stops it popping back up. It does make sense when it's on there. So in the pack you get the actual battery itself, and then you get the terminal bolts. So you get the M8, which I thought there were, you get 2 of those, and you also get 2 of the long terminal bolts. So if you was putting like an inverter on there, you would need sort of longer bolts to be able to put the lugs, and then you get your user manual. So just to run through the specs again, on the website you've got the rated capacity 200 amp hours, nominal voltage 12.8, and then the energy is 2,560 watt hours. And as I mentioned there, you got the 5,000 cycles at 80% depth of discharge, and the voltage range on this is 10 volts to 14.8. We've gone through the peak. Just having a look at the discharge temperatures, -4 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, which is -20 to 60 degrees centigrade. And your charge temperature, you can charge it from -20 to 55 degrees centigrade. Storage temperature ranges can be from -25 centigrade to 65 centigrade. The operation relative humidity is 10% to 95%. And then the specs of it, so it is 467 by 212 by 208 millimeters, or if you want that in inches, 18.4 by 8.4 by 8.2. And the weight of this is 23 kilos. So just in relation to our previous models of batteries that we had in the seat, they were roughly around 20 kilos each. So we've actually got a decent saving there of probably about just under 20 kilos by putting the Renogy battery in. And then your M8 bolt sizes there, 12 millimeter and 16 millimeter, which will give you enough to get your Renogy, get your inverters or anything else you've got running off the 12 volt. Again, I've mentioned it's IP67 rated, so dust and I think it's splash resistant IP67, and you do get a 7-year warranty on the materials. I think the cells, looking at the website, they look very similar to the grade A EVE cells that are used in lithium. And if you know much about lithium batteries, the grade A EVE cells are really good. Renogy may have their own, but it's worth having a look to see if it's got any there. So it is Bluetooth and does connect. So at the moment we've got all the lights on in here, so I've put every single light on full. We've also got the telly. It was at 100%, wait for that to focus, but you can see it's now just gone down by 0.2%. You can see the present volts on the battery are 13.6 volts, and we're actually discharging at 5.6 amps. You can see there, if the heating module status is on, it will display as on. And again, I've mentioned about the over-the-air updates. We're on firmware version 0.116, and you can see the actual voltage of each cell within the battery as well, which is a really good feature. Also on this app as well, you can obviously you've got your DC home there, so if you've got anything else connected, but, you know, it's really good to see that if we was to continue using exactly what we're using currently in the motorhome, we'd actually get a day, 13 hours and 10 minutes worth of battery. Granted, we have got solar on there as well, which is topping that up, but we're using 5.7 amps. But we'll have a look at when we do actually install the inverter. I think we're probably going to go for a Renogy inverter at some point. Now we've got that in there, and just put another plug socket in, because that's really good to, it's got an auto switch over feature in that as well. So there is all the stuff you can do within this app as well. I think you can do shopping and collect points. So you can see here, you can buy actual Renogy stuff from the website itself, and then you also get a points, so you get a user and you can get points for stuff you buy, and then you can use these Renogy Rays as discounts on the shop through the app. So it's definitely worth checking the app out as well if you've not already got this and you've got Renogy products. But yeah, overall really happy with it. It's given us a lot more peace of mind when we're out on wild camping. Like I said, we just need to get the inverter set up at the moment, but once that's done, we're fully good to go, fully off grid. The only thing we need to worry about then is water. But yeah, 10 out of 10, cannot recommend the battery enough, especially when it comes to safety with all the lithium fire related incidents and the use of cheap cells that come out of that are on the market at the moment. Granted, some of them end up being really good, but giving you that peace of mind using a well-known reputable brand like Renogy, it's well worth it. So we're going to move on to the next thing that we're installing in the van. I require Ali's assistance for that because she needs to hold the camera while I do the install. So I'll go and grab the stuff and then we'll switch over to the next bit. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is something that was sent to us by Orex. So I think I say Orex, how you pronounce it. So we'd have a look at it. It seemed really good at the time, idea, because one of the things that problems we have with this car is if you look at the head unit on the display, we'd need to remove it to get Apple CarPlay. So we've got a, I don't know what Millie's doing down there. She's just looking, jumping about. We did have a spider crawl up my leg as we was travelling here yesterday, so I'm hoping there's no more spiders in here. But yeah, so if we wanted to change this and put a CarPlay feature in it, we'd have to remove the whole head unit. Some of the things we've been looking at are like £1,100 online. You could fit your own sort of Pioneer head unit like we did in the Transporter previous, but you need to buy a fascia for that and it's just more hassle. So I've seen quite a few of these different styles of things on TikTok. So essentially what the functionality here is that you install it onto your dash, it connects to your phone and basically runs CarPlay, and then you tune in a radio frequency and it can basically play your Spotify or Apple Music through that radio frequency. So we're just going to literally, they've not paid us or anything or told us what we can say in this review. They've just asked us to basically have a look at the product and just give our opinion on it really. So I don't really know. I mean, it looks kind of like a sat-nav thickness, so it's quite a slim item, really. I actually thought it was a lot bigger. As you can see, I don't think it's battery operated. I think it's obviously 12 volt. So we'll just place that to one side now and just have a look what else we've got in there. So we've got a suction mount with a sticker. We just have to be careful where we place it on it because obviously we've got the Remis blinds, so I can't stick it to the window, which is why I've had to put the quad lock there. But obviously I can remove that if this works and functions how it needs to. You then get your 12 volt adapter, and I'm guessing it's some kind of auxiliary cable, maybe for a camera possibly. I'll have to look in the manual of that, and then you just get a user manual just to show you how to set it up. One thing I've had to buy, sorry, Millie's being ridiculously needy. Annie's got to pick her up because she needs a lap. Because we've got the reversing camera that we fitted when we bought this, we've only got one 12 volt USB port, so we need to, basically I just got this cheap off Amazon, it was like £5 maybe, £6. I don't actually know, it's got me fuses as well in there. But this basically just allows us to push that into there, maybe. It seems to be growing, this 12 volt system does. And then I can plug the other one in there. So I need to find a space where I can put this, where it's going to be able to stick. When we tried to stick that, it wouldn't stick. So I'm thinking, I don't actually know, where do you think?
Not on the window.
No, we don't want it on the window, so I'm just going to have a look at how this works. So I'm guessing that clips onto the back somehow. Maybe. Does it? I don't actually know. So that'll clip into there like so. I'm guessing that just opens up. Actually pretty decent, you can do it like that. Maybe I could, I'm trying to think where the Remis blinds actually come to. So we can stick that in there.
They come all the way across.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know where, I'm trying to think somewhere to put it, so we'll aim to get it. I'd quite like it just there if I could get it. So if I'm guessing this is going to be sticky, so hopefully whatever they used when we bought the car is like it was quite sticky. It seems to feel quite sticky still, so we'll try and pop it here, see if that sticks down. If it doesn't, we'll have to think again, maybe get some 3M. Yeah, it seems to just be coming straight off, so I don't actually know where I can stick this. I'm gonna try here maybe. I don't think it's going to stick, if I'm honest. So we may have to look at potentially doing something like that. Stick it onto the window for now. It doesn't even want to stick, it just literally is lost all its stick. There's nowhere to, oh no, there is an actual clamp. So if I pop that down there, I will try and remove that from there for now. That can go down there. And then if we say, let's pop this on. In fact, let me try. See if I can use the sucker, see if that will make a difference now. No, didn't work. It's got to be the glass. So we've still got to get it on here, which is fine because it will hold, and then I can twist this, can't I? So I can get this to how I want it, and then it's a bit in my face though, maybe. So we've actually moved it. I managed to get it into a location here where it will hold. So because the cable is quite short. So let's have a look and see if we can power it on. So we need to connect my phone. Where's my phone gone? Grab my phone. So we can connect it. I think we just search on Bluetooth. I'm just hoping that S Club 7 doesn't start playing like it did in the shower yesterday, so it isn't actually showing. What's it called? SWL BT, so we can connect to that. Click pair and allow. So we can connect to CarPlay. That was quite easy to do actually. Literally took like 2 seconds to do it. So as you can see, it's now connecting to CarPlay. So you can see you've got all your Spotify functions. It's touchscreen as well, so it's in order for Siri. Does Siri work? So let's see what it says.
What would you like to play?
Royalty-free music, so we don't get copyright strikes.
Do you like songs on Spotify?
So we'll stop playing that before we get a copyright strike. So there is a way you can connect this into an FM receiver. So if I just trying to think how you go back on here. Where's the? So if I got it figured working, it was actually my fault. I'd got it muted on the device, but we've just tried it, haven't we? When you're playing the music through it, it's okay, but you get a hissing noise from the radio transmission, don't you? And it's quite present in there, but there is an auxiliary cable, and I think there might be an auxiliary port in here, so I'll probably be more inclined to use the auxiliary port on it, but it's just another cable, and as you can see, it's not spaghetti junction there, isn't it? Yeah. At the minute, so I don't know. I'm still a bit undecided. It's $139 for the actual unit. They have given us a discount code to share with you all, so it's one of them. I had my phone up there. It is probably better there because from a sat-nav perspective, it's a decent, it's a decent sat-nav. I could probably just use it as a sat-nav more than anything. I don't know what that address is in there, but yeah, from a sat-nav perspective, it's much better because I can just connect my phone to it, can't I? But I think I probably would need to use the auxiliary cable and have the music coming through there rather than go through the FM transmission, just because it sounded a bit junked, didn't it? When it came through, but yeah, $140. I don't know if that's a good price or not. But yeah, I'll put a link to it in the description below. I'm sorry that was a bit, like I say, it was a completely raw installation video of it. But it does actually, the screen size is really good for a sat-nav, I think. And having that CarPlay functionality, but we'll probably do a bit of an update after we've used it, maybe for this weekend really. But we are going to have to wrap this video up because we've got all the window vents open and it's just started raining. So thank you very much for watching this video. The next install video will be the Renogy inverter, and that'll be pretty much as done for upgrades to the motorhome unless we decide to upgrade the wheels. So I'm going to wrap it up because I can feel water coming in on top of us. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in our next adventure, which will be Venice. So stay tuned for that one. played us.